Originally, I came to kinesiology because I was having postpartum depression and anxiety. I wasn't really sure what I was having, actually. I knew I didn't feel like myself, and I knew I felt very anxious, and it was really impeding my quality of life. I felt bad, and I wanted to see somebody, but I wasn't especially thrilled about the idea of a traditional psychiatrist and antidepressants. Open to that, but I sort of wanted to explore other options. So my midwife referred me to Erin, and I had a very profound experience. I had one session and I wasn't really sure what to expect, and I just felt shifted afterwards. I felt more like myself, and I had not felt like myself for a very long time. When I started kinesiology, I had no idea what to expect, and I literally saw a difference immediately after the first session. I immediately felt less anxious. I felt less anxious, but I just generally felt better. And it's hard to articulate what that means, but I just felt more settled in myself and more at peace, more at ease, more balanced. And I was seeing a psychologist at that time, and I remember walking in the door of her office, a few days after this first session, and she, it was so gratifying to watch somebody else's face. She said, "You look completely different. Your face looks different. Your just whole demeanor is different." I wouldn't say that sort of like the improvement in my quality of life and my happiness was and is much more a direct result of kinesiology than it was of seeing the psychiatrist. I don't know, on the spectrum of how into alternative things one can be, I would put myself at like a 6 or a 7. I really am open to the idea of, whatever, acupuncture, energy work, all that kind of stuff. I don't do a lot of it regularly. I love the idea that there is this other part of ourselves that you can't see that is real and impacting us, and that we can work with that in different ways. That idea is very appealing to me, but I'm also super logical and super rational, and I have trouble believing something I can't see. To be able to go see Erin for an hour in a room and have her sort of touch me a little bit, but like for a lot of that time not even be physically in contact with her, and then walk out and feel well when I had been in a fairly high level of pain, like that was shocking, yes, and amazing and great. I think this is why this exercise that Erin will have me do at the beginning and the end of the session with my physical body is reassuring and also sort of confirming for me, because I think, and this ties back to the idea about like needing to see proof. Like we want to see proof to know that something isn't BS. And why seeing proof is different from feeling proof, I'm not sure, but it is, I think, for many people. It is for me. There is energy in your body, and you can feel it, and I don't feel energy on a regular basis, but when I do sessions with Erin, and she'll be working on clearing blocks that are sort of impeding my achievement of a goal, I can feel it in my body. I can feel, I think I once told her it was like an orgasm without the sexual component. Like when you orgasm, you can feel it. Like something's going on in there. And that's what I mean by the movement of energy. Like you can feel surging and movement of energy, and it's very powerful and really intense. Like I find sometimes it takes my breath away. Everyone I know who's ever done kinesiology has done it in a physical healing context. They get injured and they see a kinesiologist. And I hurt my neck and back at the gym. So, and I thought I was in a lot of pain, and I was like, do I go to my doctor? Like, what is my doctor gonna do for me? And I thought, well, everyone sees kinesiologists for physical stuff. Maybe I'll go see Erin. And I really thought, okay, this is like where the rubber meets the road, because if you're in physical pain, you're either in physical pain or you're not in physical pain. It's a very black and white thing. I mean, compared to emotional and mental well-being, which I feel like is sort of like more fluid and changing. So I sort of thought, like, I hope that I go see her and I feel better, because if I don't, I'm gonna think like, oh no, it's all smoke and mirrors or something. And I went, and I mean, when I went, I could barely turn my head. I couldn't pick my daughter up. It was really hard for me to function normally. And we had one session, and I would say 92% back. I felt stiff, you know, like after you exercise and then you sleep and you wake up the next day and you're sort of like a little bit stiff. So like, I didn't want to whip my head around really fast, but it didn't hurt anymore. And we did a lot of work around being able to carry my daughter without pain, which was really, again, like, it's horrible to want to pick up your child and feel like I can't because it's gonna hurt me. You don't ever want to sort of like have to make that choice. And I realized the next day I was carrying her around and I felt like, this is fine. It feels totally normal. I feel totally fine. There is no more pain. And that was amazing. I do find it easy to recommend kinesiology. I mean, I have recommended it. I've emailed, after I had this sort of like first series of sessions and was in this postpartum period, and like, I don't think I realized how bad I felt until it was when I came and worked with Erin and felt better that I realized, like, whoa, I've been like in a pretty far away dark place for several months that I didn't even realize where I was. But I emailed every woman I am friends with and said, I've had this experience, and like, I don't often send you guys emails like this, but like, this has been profoundly changing and has made such a positive impact in my life that like, I would be doing you a disservice as your friend to not tell you about it.